in different areas that come together under one banner, one flag, one goal, one purpose. We are the international, you find us all around the world, mastermind, we get together every day doing this, council, and we're the ones that have voting rights on our own group called IMC Nation. What's up? Here we go. The first 20, 30 minutes will be a free lecture worldwide. Welcome, men and women, everyone. Okay, and I'm just going to talk because I'm a philosopher too. So we get to hear some modern philosophy. All right, from here, we're going to go to a class for just men, okay? And it's called the Players Club. And there I'm going to show you all the things that you need to know technique-wise of communication on how to run relationships properly with women, okay? And also from not knowing them, meeting them, to getting to know them, to having sex with them, to having a relationship, to marrying them if you want, or having kids with them, okay? We got the whole code here. That's a Players Club. That's a paid class, okay? I'll see a lot of people online that I see will be in that. Then after that, we have our advanced class, okay? And that's the Jedi mind training shit, okay? Jedi, Sith Lord, the Force, basically. And we're gonna tap into the Force, and that you're not invited to yet unless you go to the last one. So I'll invite the last people to the next one, all right? Here we go. Let's read from this book called Breathing Truth, now available. Is it available yet? 1995? What is it? $9.95?
Ebook is $9.97.
No, $10. $10
for a digital copy.
It's my philosophy. Let's hear it, a little bit of it, and talk about it. Okay, I have a few ones here, a few different ones here. Here's one. Okay. Shit. Should we go with that one? No, that one's gonna get us forever. Let's go to this one first. Okay. The best medicine. You want medicine because you're hurting. The best medicine for your hate and your anger and your sorrow and your greed and your shame and your blame and your regret and any of that shit, your doubt, the best medicine, you want to get rid of it, right? And we all want to get rid of that. The best medicine for all that is to watch others and stay conscious when they're manifesting that, whether it's hate, anger, jealousy, shame, blame, regret, doubt. Watch somebody else. Pay attention to a real life person, not Hollywood, around you when they do that. Stay conscious and pay attention to them. Pay attention to people around them. Pay attention to them and look for this, okay? And notice how small and pathetic they look when they do that. Just notice somebody else doing that, how small and pathetic they look. You ever see someone lose their fucking temper or something when they're outside? They just kind of like, everybody, oh, you know. But inside they think they're somebody. They think they're being somebody, right? You ever see a woman, it's just one of the most disgusting things is to ever see a woman get loud in public with anything. Whether it's her child, it's another woman, it's a customer, it's an employee or employer, her boyfriend, God forbid, husband, whatever, right? A woman loud in public should only be loud in this case. Help! That's it. There's no other reason a woman's voice should ever be raised higher than almost a whisper. Almost a whisper. Now, all the women that are watching, all you have to do is remember that you're worshiping Marilyn Monroe, who only whispered all the time. Even when she sang, she was like, happy birthday. Who the fuck sings in a whisper? Marilyn Monroe sings in a whisper. You got it? The code for women, if I was teaching women, is quiet the fuck down. And you see now, the society's gone backwards, right? If you're a bad bitch, you're loud. You're gonna get your hurt. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna hear me. You respect me. Nobody, not one individual I've ever come across, ever respected a woman who spoke like that. DJ Khaled is a woman. DJ Khaled is a woman to Diddy, P. Titty. Yeah, right? He's a bitch. We know that, right? I'm talking about no, and you know, it's so weird that women think that that's how you get respect, right? There's not one individual online that would agree with them that if they're loud, everybody in the environment said, well, there's a woman you should respect. Yet they all think that. Now, I wonder if men have been brainwashed too. Not one man is ever respected who doesn't have a straight spine and can't stand on his own ideas. You're just like that girl. The way you feel about women when you see them do that is they feel about you when you wimp out and pussy out in your communication, even when it's ordering drive-through. It is. Even when the grocery clerk is talking to you, even then. That would be the same thing as suddenly the grocery clerk, the bitch was like, "Bag my shit, bitch. You get paid, don't you?" That's you being a pussy anywhere out in the field. We'll talk about that in the Players Club, right? Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter what you got going on. You and I know that if a woman is loud like that, we don't want to be around her. Okay? All right. But there's more to this. Look how pathetic they look, right? And then notice how they justify. Justify is like they say, the reason why they did that is this, and it makes it right to act like that. That's a justification. I wouldn't have gone loud if the bitch didn't look at me like, or the bitch bumped into me, or she knew. Okay, that's called a justification. Notice how they justify what they say. Right? They justify it in so many different ways, and to see them, listen, to see them, watch them. That's why I stay conscious. Don't get all emotional and wrapped up in your own head. Pay attention when that's happening. Okay? And see them suffering and getting weaker because of it. Now, you know when you see that's happening, that person is suffering because of that and is getting weaker. They're demonstrating clearly that they're suffering. Because that's where we're just like, what the fuck? If you go inside of them, you see what's going on with them. They're fucked up. And it ends with this. Pay attention, ready? And you will be cured. You just got to see it, right? You just got to see it. I used to yell a lot, right? I grew up in a culture that yelled a lot. And I'm talking about martial arts, not because I'm Persian. I'm Persian, and I have that Persian culture, right? But I also rebelled against the Persian culture. I rebelled against the school culture. I rebelled against fucking hip-hop culture and every goddamn fucking culture. And I adopted my own culture at a very young age. I was put into it, but then I adopted it. And what was that? The martial arts culture. Now, you could be a Japanese martial artist or a Korean or a Chinese. I know to you all they're the same, but they're not. Right? All the Orientals. Or you could be black. You could be African. You could be American black. You could be fucking, whatever the fuck black skin you are. From anywhere in the world. Got it? You could be white. You could be white from Australia or Spain or America or wherever the fuck you are. It don't make a difference. You could be from Saudi Arabia, Syria, Pakistan, Turkey, any of those countries. Iraq. If you get 5 guys together, and those 5 guys in any martial arts have a black belt that's legit. One does judo, one does jiu-jitsu, one does taekwondo, one does panjo, one does Muay Thai, boxing, whatever. If you get 5 guys who are legit black belts, they've gone through what they've gone through, and they arrive, you're going to see a few things. Ready? They all have the same culture, no matter where they came from. It's honor, respect, discipline, focus. It's so many things that every man wants. I adopted that culture. That's IMC culture. That's why we could be any color, shape, size, or form. It don't matter. What does matter is I grew up in a martial arts culture. I grew up in it. I'm Bane. I was born or raised in it. Right? You merely adopted it. No, this is my DNA as a being. From 3 years old, my cousins all being black belts, to me at 11 years old, entering professionally between 3 and getting my ass kicked and watching Hong Kong movies, creating my own style of fighting called cat style fighting. I had a cat style fighting, right? That was the closest thing I could watch, just like the monks did. The monks watched praying mantis and snake and tiger and eagle and crane, and they adopted their moves, and that became Shaolin Kung Fu. I was getting beat up everywhere we went. My parents couldn't afford putting me in martial arts. I didn't want to get beat up. I would look at different things. I was afraid of dogs, but I'd admire them. But cats I could play with. The stray cats in the neighborhood when I was a kid, I'd go around, I'd wear a little boxing glove, just so you know. I had a little red boxing glove I'd gotten at fucking Toys R Us. It was like one of those goofy, it was so ugly that even when you wore it, you didn't want to wear it. It looked like Ronald McDonald boxing glove. It was like too fat on the front and too thin in the rear. You seen those stupid, goofy things kids have? Well, guess what I did? I would go and there was this one cat in the neighborhood. I think it was my friend's cat, but whatever, I didn't care. And I would corner this cat. And I would fight this cat, swear to God, right? And it would fuck me up because even when I had this, it would sometimes scratch my wrists and stuff. But I would do it because I was going to get my ass kicked in Nebraska the next day. So I would think to myself, if the cat's going like that, I got to go like that. That was my first initial thing. And then I was put into the martial arts under Ernie Reyes. And that's been the culture, right? Master Ernie Reyes would say to us, honor, respect, loyalty, family, bravery. Just like that. And that I can spit out just like if pre-selection, leader of men, but I know it better. Honor, loyalty, family, bravery. Honor, loyalty, family, bravery. Okay? And what is that? That's everything. Okay? And that's what's called character. Character. So last night, we're going to get into the Players Club. We went to we're in Las Vegas. I went to a strip club. I was talking to some very pretty girls. One's my girlfriend. And at some point, her friend showed me this diamond necklace she was wearing and these diamond rings, earrings, diamond, here, finger, wrist, necklace, here, right? I was like, oh, that's nice. And what am I supposed to fucking do, right? Should I become a diamond expert? Suddenly I become a diamond expert guy. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Is that Queen Elizabeth diamond? How many carats is that? Or do I say, here's mine, or here's a picture of mine, or I have one of those, or I don't know, right? But here's what I did. I showed my beads. I said, because they speak Spanish, I said $5. Means $5. Then I said $5. $5. I said I was wearing this. And they both started laughing. And then my pants, I said Ross. $20. Right? Target. $20. Right? They're laughing at this point. Then she says to me, nobody cares about that. It's your character that everybody's attracted to. And I said to her, that's true. And if a man has to wear expensive jewelry to get your attention, then he's like your next girlfriend. And then we proceeded to look at her boyfriend's pictures. And it was amazing because my girlfriend and her are friends, very close. And then I have a picture of her and I. So I showed the pictures. I said, you look like you're with your girlfriend. And I zoomed in on her boyfriend's lips. I said, look at those beautiful lips your boyfriend's got, right? And his little skincare. And then we got into, my skin is great and all that, but I'm not like that. I don't put cucumbers on my eyes at night and use, fight over my girlfriend's face cream at night and also tampons and things like that. So at some point, you could see this beautiful girl just laughing at her own boyfriend, like really laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing. A man is judged by his character. His character is displayed in the moment. In the way you do one thing, you do everything. If I was a woman, the first thing I would do is I would go out with a guy to different locations. I'd go to the mall. I'd go to the restaurant. I'd be around his friends if he had any. Before I slept with them, I would want to know all these things, okay? And any one of those situations, I also want to see him drunk. You have to see a person drunk. You may have an alcoholic in your hand that you don't even know. You understand? Now, women are having sex with men before knowing any of that shit, okay? So if I had a daughter, this is the education. And here's why. It should make sense to her, right? Because if the guy demonstrated any moment, any evil, that evil is everywhere and he's hiding it. Right? Evil comes from an evil heart. End of story. Now, we all make mistakes, but we also see good people make mistakes and the reaction to it. They feel responsible for it. I would check to see if the person has a sense of shame inside of them. That's a positive thing. Right? If they regret anything, one of the questions I would ask as a woman, because what would I ask as a man? Because to me, it doesn't matter what a woman says. She doesn't have a spine anyways. She doesn't know anything. She could say whatever. She could say, I've been doing fucking meditation for the last 35 years. Well, you're as good as nothing to me still, right? It don't matter to me. I can change your ideas in a second. You follow. Every woman is a follower. So it doesn't matter. I'm talking about the men. And you're going to have to see that if he's inconsistent in one area, he's inconsistent in all areas like that. Okay? And a man must know how to handle alcohol. Listen, not drink it because he can't handle it. That's not a man. He has to drink and be able to know when to stop. If he's getting drunk, he needs to be able to back down and slow the fuck down and quiet for a while, right? He needs to know how to interact. As a woman, I'd have to know all of these things. Now, what am I really saying? I'm saying I want to know his character, okay? And a person's character, right, gets tested in different social environments. Everybody by themselves can feel fucking great. And that's the problem, if there is a problem, with meditation and any other internal practice like that, okay? You have to be able to do it in the chaos, not in the quiet. If you really want to piss people off, go to a yoga class and start talking while they're meditating, okay? It's crazy. Now, I understand that if it's a certain thing, but if I was the teacher, at some point I would say, all right, today you guys are meditating while there's all kinds of noise in the background. In fact, I'm going to be telling jokes and shit. Right? Why? Because you're going to need it when you're upset, not when you're peaceful. Right? We don't practice martial arts so that we can fight the air forever and feel good about it. We have to fight somebody. And we have to fight what? All kinds of different people. You calibrate your martial arts to the entire world, not to one person. Otherwise, you still don't know it. So after fighting so many different people, certain positions and movements, they become senior for you because you count on them, right? That's how you're supposed to do life. You're supposed to have these values that you've dug up, that no matter where you go, these values, if you hold them, they make you better. And the reason why a person is honest is not so other people like him. That's not why you should be honest. You should be honest because honesty means you're saying exactly what's going on so that you could gauge the response of the universe versus what's really going on with you. And if I never know how someone's going to treat me if I'm truly me, whatever that means, then I can never go back to the drawing board and fix the character. And you have to fix the character because we all have bad character growing up. Nobody even taught us about character development. When is the last time you heard those fucking words, character development, and you weren't talking about some kind of a comic book writing fucking story or some shit? Or when was the last time someone said to you about your own life, character development? Now, let me tell you what comes with that sentence. Character development is the most important skill any human being has, because that's the evolution of man. So if you're not working on your character, then you're failing in life. I don't care who you are, because in the end, you're going to get judged by that. We have celebrities that come on this class. We have high-level entrepreneur. Brett's on. He's my co-host for our show every Thursday. It's called Let's Talk About It. He's an 8-figure guy, not just for himself. He makes others. He's going to make us 8-figure. He's in charge of a lot of stuff here, the business, right? People like that will tell you, the most valuable commodity in life is a human being that you could count on. A person of good character can be trained to do anything. A person of bad character is just one step away from being the worst enemy you ever had if they work for you. Let me explain this to you, and we'll end it with a story in the martial arts. It comes from our tradition. Our lineage of IMC comes from many traditions. The martial tradition comes from a certain tradition, certain tribe, certain clan. They had the logo of a scorpion to them. That's why you see scorpion on my back. That's why you see scorpions everywhere. I'm not a Scorpio, but I'm paying homage to a tradition. In that, there's a very beautiful story. It was a gathering a long time ago of the greatest samurai in the empire. And a lot of these samurai would actually be enemies, but it would be like the United Nations, where they're going in there to meet with the top emperor, the one who ruled the entire land. And under him, there were other daimyos, other people that ruled different provinces, right? It's too big for Alexander the Great to rule the world. So he put kings in there. But then he comes and he says, bring all the kings here and no battle in the court where I'm at. Like that, right? So the emperor calls him that. And during that time, there's samurai clans from different clans. Let's go to the ancestor of IMC Nation and the story that I told my teacher, Manu Tupo. He asked me to tell him 3 stories that would describe my life and who I am, which created IMC Nation. The story, I'll go very rapidly through it, just so you get the main idea. The main idea is, at some point, one of the courtesans, that's a person who's in the court and knows how to speak like a politician, kind of, while everybody's drinking, poses a question for the emperor. Emperor, with all these great warriors and samurais, we should ask, what's the greatest quality of a samurai and a warrior? Oh, everybody likes this question because, you know, they get ready, the samurai, they're all warriors, they're all number one. They're the ones, they're the generals. So from one clan that's known for their bravery, a general stands up and he says, bravery is the number 1 quality of a samurai, a warrior, a ninja, a Viking, a monk, an assassin, a thug, a gangster, a tribal warrior, an Aztec. We go everywhere. A lion, a bear, a wolverine, a cougar, an alligator, a hyena, a snake, don't matter, okay? He says, courage and bravery, because if you don't have courage and bravery, you could be great with the sword, but your sword will always be in the sheath because you're afraid. So people clap. Wow, it's down. Somebody else from another clan that they were known for improvised weaponry, they would travel the different lands and gather technology for war. For example, why am I doing that? Because they had a crossbow. And nobody else had a crossbow. And they had gathered the crossbow by defeating some other fucking tribe, taking their tech, right? So these guys, one of them stands up and says, it's resourcefulness. It's knowing how to use the things around you to create something better, because you could be as brave as you want. We've defeated so many brave soldiers because we knew how to strategize. Wow. And a little murmur goes up. Another one comes up and says, that's important and that's important. However, if you don't have the technique, and these were the technicians, these ones were the fastest with the sword. Says without proper technique, you could be brave, you could be strong, someone that says strength, you could be resourceful, but isn't it technique is the thing that defeats it all? With the technique, all right. Then stands up an ancestor to us. He's dressed in red and black, as our logo is, as I'm wearing. He stands up and he says, loyalty is the number 1 quality. Now, what's interesting is, just like us, he looked a little different. He didn't look like everybody else. And that clan was a clan on the side. They never complied with what anybody said, but they were vital to the emperor. Why? Because their leader, their daimyo, and the emperor were like this, just like Azd is with the top people. And everybody looks at him and they say to him, what does an IMC Nation guy know about loyalty? You guys look like you have multiple women. What kind of loyalty is that? You guys look like you say Christianity works and Islam works and Buddhism works. What kind of loyalty is that? You guys even say Satan works. You're not loyal. But the IMC Nation ancestor had the same spirit that's here. And he says to them, okay, well, if the emperor would allow, everybody's been talking, let's put it to the test. Here's what we have to do. He says, first, let me tell you why loyalty. Because without loyalty, now this is what I was telling you. Without loyalty, the bravery of the warrior, the ingenuity of the warrior, resourcefulness, the strength of the warrior, the technique of the warrior, all the things you said, without loyalty, will eventually serve the enemy. Ooh. You could create a great technician. One day he's going to fight against you with all your secrets, right? You could make him the most brave, but one day he'll turn against you without loyalty. Loyalty means that. So everybody's like, whatever. Then they challenge him. Then they say, what does an IMC Nation guy know about loyalty when you have all these women? What do you know about love and loyalty? And he does what we do. He says, well, let's test it right now. And I tell you to come to Vegas and test me. Let's test it right now. He says, we have our bodyguards outside. It's called a Yojimbo bodyguard. Our Yojimbos are outside. We're going to do an experiment. We're going to send someone from here to go give a command to the Yojimbo outside. They're not listening. They're behind the doors. The Yojimbo will enter. We're going to give him a command. We're going to measure the loyalty of our own bodyguards based on how long it takes for them to do the command, if they question it or not, any hesitation or questioning, right? And everybody kind of like, well, looks around. Why? Because the guys from IMC Nation, one thing they know is these guys have already won the battle before they start. Now everybody's trapped. Why? Because their ego stood up first. He waited till the end. They've already spoken. So he challenges them in front of the emperor with his eyes. Are you afraid? No. Okay. And he says, in fact, to make it fair, I'll go first and everybody can follow. So everybody sits back. Then he tells one of the courtesans, he says, can you go and tell my Yojimbo to come in? It's a lady. She goes outside. Tells the guy, master's calling you. The guy's eating rice. Put it to the side. Gets up, bows, comes in, runs in, and kneels down right in front of the master. The master turns to the emperor and says, is it true that what happens today goes to the history of this empire? Everybody gets chills because of the way he's saying it. The emperor says, of course. And he looks around and he says, the test, the greatest quality of a warrior, a man, a comrade, a brother, a son, is loyalty. And there's nothing else. Because one day, all your good qualities will serve the enemy without it. Then he turns to his Yojimbo, his bodyguard, and he says, whatever his name was, I actually know his name, I'm not going to say it. He says, so-and-so, Yojimbo. And the guy, his head down, he says, yes, sir. He says to him, kill me. The Yojimbo goes, without hesitation, yes, sir. Takes out his blade and cuts the master's throat. Before hesitating, he takes the blade like this and falls on it himself. We have 2 dead IMC Nation guys. Boom. It takes a moment before the crowd starts screaming. Nobody else is willing to follow. And it goes in the history that creates us. Loyalty is royalty. And that ancestor spirit is still here. And we keep earning that every day. And we call that, it's a code. It's a Latin code. Ad vitam, ad cupum. For life, until misbehavior. What does that mean? It means that every day you earn what you have here. You can't tell me you were loyal for the last 10 years and you're disloyal today. Disloyalty takes one move. You can't tell me that for the last 30 years you were honest. You just lied to me today. You're a liar. Today you became a liar. For the last 30 years you weren't. Today you're a liar now. Now you're a liar. You can't bank on anything around me. Why? Because I'm given nature as a code from God. That's what I teach. That's why I can do what I do. It's a natural man speaking his natural tongue. There it is. This is what it sounds like when we ride on our enemies. It's true. I'm always riding on my enemies. Always, always. I'm riding their ass. I'm riding them like you don't even fucking know. I'm riding them motherfuckers. Okay? Because I'm a man. And as a man, you're supposed to have enemies. And if you don't, okay, well, when you have one, come talk to me. Right? Somebody who wants to see you dead. because you've done some real things in life. Now, if you haven't done anything against anybody and they want you dead, now I really want to talk to you. Because anybody could go do something to somebody. But if you're living your life, and now people have a problem with you living your life because you're succeeding, that's my man right there. Let's talk. Let's talk. Why? Because there's a self-defense for it. Example, as we're about to get into it, you may, if you're a man of over 18 years, at some point you have fallen in love with a woman. Okay? Without a doubt. You want to know what it was like? Let me show you. I have the perfect meme for this. And hopefully I can find it. But I bet you I can. I just did. Here we go. Here, get this. I'll play it twice. Every man should know this. You know this feeling. She's leaving, all right? Listen to the words. It's hard to gauge.
This isn't how it happened.
No, we made our choices. We could have made better ones, but I don't have any regrets. You were a wonderful experience.
You were everything.
You are a wonderful experience. You are everything. You should see the guys here. Love was for man, not for woman. They'd been lying to us. No woman knows how to love. Not the way a man knows how to love. I never saw a woman stand up to a dragon in any story for a man. That's love. To sacrifice oneself to somebody else lives. I've never seen a woman do that. They do it for their children when they're good mothers. The code is with a mother. Every man loves a good mother. Right? Violate that and we don't want to have nothing to do with you. Okay, one more time. Enjoy it.
But wait, this isn't how it happened.
No, we made our choices. We could have made better ones, but I don't have any regrets.
Gives her person.
You were a wonderful experience.
You were everything.
One of the deepest cartoons to a man's soul, a warrior soul. A real man has felt that before, right? No man who's ever been worth anything has not felt that before. Isn't that crazy? Now, women will see that and they'll see it differently. It'll be like, ah, we didn't awe that. We ouched that, right? We ouched that. So in the next class, this is that motherfucker that's invincible in that field, just so you know. Not because I did something 10 years ago, but because I did something last night. And because I'll do it again tonight. Okay? Because that's what I do. I'm addicted to that. And I know the strength it takes to overcome that. And that strength makes a character the type of individual that every high-value man wants to be around and every beautiful woman wants. And that's what I've created. That's the tech. We're moving right into it, okay? So if you want to be in that next class, let's put up a link. All right. All right. See you in the next class. Hey, mama.